Hi, my name is Shannon, and this is my digital portfolio that I created for my technology class in 2017. There are 4 components to my digital portfolio. The first one I'm going to share with you is my technology tool project. Then I will share a technology teaching lesson that I created. Next will be a lesson observation. And finally, I will evaluate an online resource. First part of the digital portfolio is my technology tool project. And for this piece of the portfolio, I used Comic Life. Comic Life is a technology tool that's incorporated into learning sequences as a way to help engage reluctant readers and to teach visual literacy skills. I believe that this technology tool can be easily adapted for use with students in kindergarten through 5th grade and beyond. Here are some examples of technology tools. Again, this tool is easily adapted for use across content areas. You can see an example of what a Comic Life social studies comic may turn out to look like. And additionally, a math Comic Life example is included in the portfolio. When I reflect on the Comic Life technology tool, I see several different positives. First, I feel that Comic Life is a great way to integrate STEAM and Common Core into lessons. It is user-friendly and includes drag and drop features that are simple for students to learn and to use. Additionally, students can export to PDF upon completion of their projects. Some of the improvements that I think Comic Life could use are, if you use the trial version, the completed product has a watermark that appears, and that is not visually friendly. Additionally, students have to create the images that they wish to add to their comic from a public domain. The EL relevance of this technology tool relates to WIDA Standards 1 and 2, and the domains included are listening, speaking, reading, and writing, assuming that students are sharing their projects with one another in an authentic experience. Next, I'm going to talk to you about my technology teaching lesson. I taught a group of special education students how to use Storyboard to create their own story. The group that I was working with was a group of 2 students and myself. We use a co-teaching model between the 3 of us. One student is a 1st grader who has dyslexia and other difficulties with reading. The other student is a 5th grade student who has an emotional disability as well as a learning disability related to reading. I feel like Storyboard is a great tool for them to use, and so we have been using it as a platform for writing and reading. And this platform is easily used by writers, readers, and artists of all ages. Storyboard lets students, people, make visual stories in seconds. It's a simple idea that has attracted many, many readers, writers, and artists to this online tool. Some examples are shown on the screen now. On the side of the screen where you're seeing the lion, you can see what children and users of this technology tool are seeing when they're creating their work. The center where the lion is the picture that the user has selected, and then above, that is where the text would be created to match the words, or to match the picture rather. On the side, you see additional illustrations that can be used to build your story. So on the right-hand side here, you're seeing an example of what the computer screen might look like using another story platform to create. Here are some reflections that I had when teaching using Storybird. The platform itself offers a huge collection of art, and it provides kid authors with some really distinct and inspiring illustrations. It's also really simple to use. One of the improvements, though, that really stuck out for me is the limitation with creativity. Because the illustrations are pre-selected for children and for users to insert into their own stories, it doesn't allow for a lot of individual creativity on that part. The relevance for English learners includes Language Arts Standard 2, and then additionally opportunities for writing, speaking, reading, and listening. Because once these stories are created, the children have used both reading and writing, then when they're shared with peers and teachers, they're using the domains of speaking and listening. The next section of my digital portfolio has to do with lesson observation, and I observed a 4th grade teacher in a co-teaching situation who used Tuxedo to create end-of-year gifts for her students. The first part of this lesson, the students were presented with construction paper with their names on the front, and each person had a piece of construction paper on top of their desk. And then the students rotated around the room, kind of like doing what I would describe as like a carousel of compliments. They moved from one person's desk to another, thought for a moment, and then wrote down any character traits or compliments that they had to describe the student whose name was on the paper. After that, in a class meeting kind of setting, the students discussed what they had written with one another, made edits, additions, checked for accuracy, and really had a good conversation about the things that they had to say about their fellow classmates. Using that, and unbeknownst to the children, the teacher created these finished products to present to them in frames for the end of the year. But children used Tuxedo to take the list then of compliments that had been classroom and teacher created about each specific person and generated their own Tuxedo. Finished products looked a little bit like this. So here's an example to the right. You can see some frames, and each student was presented a framed end-of-year gift with their Tuxedo. The tuxedos were created by the class and were taken home as mementos. Before taking them home, the students had another chance to share their gifts orally and really celebrate one another. In reflecting on this observation, some of the positives that I saw, students truly loved the experience, and they liked creating, sharing, and receiving these gifts. They liked the integration of the technology into this piece and having something tangible to take home with them. Some improvements, it was sometimes a little bit challenging to find positive, unique, non-redundant anecdotes and compliments to share about some of the students, and teachers really need to support the children in that area. Some of the relevance for English learners, again, standards 1 and 2 from WIDA were incorporated into this lesson, and children had the opportunity to listen, speak, read, and write. Finally, I evaluated an online resource called Tumble Books, and this website is an interactive site where students can listen to and read a variety of different picture books and chapter books. The books come in a wide range of genres, and they're designed to help students learn to read. The energetic narrations, animations, and sounds and music are engaging to students, and they're written by popular children's books authors. Here's an example of what you might see when coming to the Tumble Book website. And in looking back and reflecting on this particular website, the positives included being extremely kid-friendly, very easy to navigate. There is a huge variety of books to choose from. But some of the improvements might be the limited language availability. Books are only available in English, Spanish, and then in French. Subscriptions do need to be purchased for use, and the purchase prices are extremely expensive. Some of the relevant factors for English learners include the auditory piece and the visual piece that the learner receives when interacting with Tumble Books. And that also students enjoy reading books online. And that positively will in turn encourage them to read more. Thank you for listening to my digital portfolio. I appreciate your time and I hope it was informative. Thank you.